Yo 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 yo. Yo yo yo. Yo yo yo. Yo 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 yo. Hello. Welcome. We're doing track feedback. Number 62. We're going down. We're getting down. We have about 18 submissions. We're going to listen to the music. We're going to see what can be done better. Mixing, mastering, sound design, composition, arrangement, everything we're going to be looking at. We're going to see what's good. We'll also be measuring, using our measuring tools and getting everything all nice. Basically, if you guys want to submit your track at any time, you can go on my Discord in live WIP feedback, submit your song. That's where we can get down. SoundCloud links only. And we're going to review them here in Ableton and we'll see what's up. Let's go ahead and see who the first submission is. Yep, it's going to be Angla with Cleistos X with Angla's remix is what we're going to be listening to. So this should be a good time. We're going to make sure all these load and then we're going to start listening. I'll be in the chat too. What's up, guy? What's up, Zika? What is good in the hood? All right, so first things first. Any genre is accepted. Any skill levels are accepted. We're going to see what's good in the hood. I'm going to delete all these and then we should be good to go. All right. First up, Angla. Run it. Oh, yes. One moment. We're actually going to take off ozone, and we'll just have it regular. Cool. I'm on Zoom. Okay. Now we'll be good. Angla X. We're about to get it done, my boys. Let's go. Hold up. Don't let that dog loose. Oh. Hey. Let's go. Okay. I see you. Yep. Nice. Nice, man. That felt good. Okay, this is impressive. We got lots of good things going on here. Good arrangement, good phrasing. There's a lot of variation going on. The energy keeps increasing over time. We always have something new to listen to. We don't get bored. The sub too, the way it's bending and pitching up and down, and just it feels really nice and smooth and good. These sounds are a little bit loud in this drop compared to like, I think this one feels a little bit better. You can kind of tone down the compression, tone down the harshness, and kind of make this a little bit gentler, you know, on the ears. Because this is nice. This is real trippy, man. Lots of these, this kind of reminds me of like old school Game Boy Pokemon. And the dynamic shifts. So like when we go from loud to quiet, make a really big difference. So like check one of these, for example. Very clean dynamic shifts. This is adding a lot of energy, just keeping things fresh. And I mean, this has a lot of re-listen value. You can listen to this over and over again because it's nice. Very cool. Not too much to critique about it. This is a good piece of art here. But like I said, in the first drop, it is a little loud. Definitely comparing it to this too. And I just think that that could be a little bit toned down. Just a little bit. He's like, dude, I'm all over the place. I'm loud. Like, okay, get a little bit less loud. All day. The Escape is next. This is by Herbivore. Let's go ahead and get it done. This is not finished, but I'm getting there. I'm still working on the second half, but I hope you all enjoy what I have so far for next week's stream. Alright, let's see it. Run it. Hold up. Call 911 now! What's good? T-Drizzle. I meant to say T-Dizzle. My bad. We getting down though. Let's go. Hey, 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 let's go now. Fire. Hey. Hey, let's go. Nice. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Look at that little flower. That's what frequencies do, my boys. That's what's going in your body. Anyways, that was fire. Drum and bass, loving it. Lots of high energy, lots of danceable grooves. You have a lot of cool drum patterns going on. It's really nice because there's a lot of rhythmic movement going on. So the whole danceability is really nice. There are some things we want to work on though, because overall the energy can be increased with a couple things. So for example, in your build-up, we can definitely benefit with a nice snare build. Fat snare. I'll show you when. So like everyone's on the dance floor, you know what I'm saying? Get ready. Right? And then right here. Tap, 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 tap. Big snare. Pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? That's building up with the kick. Building up tension, building up energy. Whenever we listen to the drop, the main bass sounds a little bit like almost behind the scenes. And we need more compression. We need to pull out these frequencies and make sure that they're prominent. Check this. So that main bass, it should be more compressed, but then also it should be layered as well and just brought out, make it feel full, big, because that's going to be like the main lead here. The other basses that's going fast, dun, 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 that's acting as the lead, but really the long synth, this long sustained synth should be the lead. And then those fast basses would be like supporting it, and you'd mix those in to support that big sussy. And then once we get to this section, it becomes really empty because that sustain is taking up a lot of the frequencies. So once we remove them, it feels very awkward. And we want to make sure that we fill this up with something else. It doesn't have to be the sustain again, but something to start filling up the frequencies that we left out. And you can get creative here. You would then go back and forth. You can then go back and forth between long, deep sussy, and then maybe something else here. So basically going in the same chord progression or same melody progression as that synth lead, bass synth lead, but maybe a different sound, playing different frequencies, different tones, different pitches, so that it feels the same, but it's a little bit different. And then the overall low presence, so like overall like low sub bass, low frequencies, feels very minimal in here. So you want to add more sub, push your sub with saturation, clean it up with EQ. You can do a lot with your sub and make it big, and then you can add like a Reese bass to even go with it and fill up the frequency spectrum. These would be really nice places to just, you know, people are just like vibing at the festival and they're just feeling that sub bass, just attacking them from down under. It's all from down under. And they're going to feel good. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be helpful. More lows. And then if you do a little bit more call and response in your phrasing, like added a call to the main, right before the main motif, it'll be helpful. That'll add a lot of energy too. So work on those things. I think that'll increase the drum and bass. Loving it though. Very nice. High energy. That's what we like. Nice. Let's go. That's Herbivore. The Escape. Up next, we got Old School Chevy by Scary Larry. Let's get it done. What did it get done?
What
Ooh. Nice. And Finn. Cutscene. All right, very nice. That was old school Chevy. This is actually, I really like this because, boy, once we get into the drop, there's so much emotion and harmony and just like, you feel so good. And then at the same time, it's like, lots of movement and you're just waving up and down. It's very pleasurable, I must say. And the hybrid of it being like, atmospheric, but at the same time, I guess, gangster, right? We're talking about old school Chevy right now, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. There are some things that need to be improved though. So like sometimes when the pitch is rising, like in this, it doesn't sound like it's in the right note or the right key. It's real important that if you're rising the pitch, it's a strategic rise. It needs to be like if you're moving the note in the piano roll, you want to be moving to like the fifth or maybe an octave. You want to make sure you're not just randomly frequency shifting or randomly pitching. You also want to make sure that if you're pitch bending, that you want to pitch bend in, maybe +7, which is a fifth, or +12, which are an octave. And those are semitones, +12 semitones. So you could get the proper mass so the pitch bend or the pitched sub notes feel normal and don't feel awkward, because right now they feel like way out of place with the whole rest of the notes that were just played around it. If that makes sense. This one. And that one. That too. And you get the point. Now I want you to listen to how these lower bass sounds fit in the mix here with the keyboards and the hi-hats and stuff. And compare that to this mix once again. So you can feel there's more energy coming here. A lot of the frequencies are starting to compete, and it's starting to get congested. It's getting muddy. The low mids are starting to compete a lot. And one thing too, the main bass is playing almost too much. There needs to be a break from the main bass. It's almost acting as a melody lead when really it should be flowing in a call and response pattern, moving in some type of way that is a pattern or that makes sense. Let's check this. Like the bass should have stopped here or in the snare, but you played the whole bass this whole time. You kind of filtered at the end, but that's not enough. We need to stop hearing these tones so that when we transition back to it, it feels new and fresh again. Because if not, then it feels like the sound just keeps getting played over and over again and keeps looping back and forth. And we want it to move back and forth between different sounds. So check on that. Check on how the frequencies are blending with all the keyboards as well. All those melodic elements are important. They take up lows too, and lots of the mids. So you want to go ahead and check those things. And then the kick in the intro. Kick sounds like there's too much noise, like white noise on it. It feels a little bit too distorted. You want this to be a little bit more subtle to fit in this smooth intro. Good vibes, and the kick is kind of throwing it off. So you want to make sure that the kick fits in there proper, and you should try to tune the kick. Make sure it's in key or in your scale, because that will make it much better as well. Harmony is nice. It's a good time. Good job though, man. I really like that. I was feeling it. I got lost in the sauce on that one. And that's what we need. Scary Larry killing the game. Old school Chevy. Let's go. Up next, we got Azul with When I Woke Up, I Chose Violence. WIP. Okay. This might get intense, guys. Let's see what's going down. Let's go. Okay, thank you. With When I Woke Up, I Chose Violence by Azul. You know what it is. Okay, cool. So at the beginning, this is nice. We got nice group here, nice rhythm. This is a really nice intro to dance to, especially on the dance floor. This would feel good. We are missing some drums. It sounds empty. Like there should, I'm gonna try to do the drum while it's playing. We're missing some snares and some perks in between these grooves to add even more bounce and more rhythmic movement. So make sure, just reggaeton, any type of, South American dance, honestly, all these Latin dance genres will have the drums that I'm talking about. Ta, 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 ta. Those are the rhythms that we're going towards. And it's done in so many different ways in so many different parts of the world. So check it. Then one big thing is this is pretty empty leading up to the drop. Remember, it's real important that you have a build-up. A build-up builds tension, builds up the energy, and then we release it at the drop to make the drop much more impactful, to make it hit harder. So you not having a drop is a big issue, and also making this empty with a time. So let's listen and feel the timing. So it goes from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now, do you see how we're starting to get off time? Now, if we're using triplets, that's fine. But if we abruptly change from regular timing to triplets, it will feel unnatural. So you're going to be able to transition this. Once again, build it up, maybe do a fake out with the triplets so that we understand what timing is about to happen. And then boom, hit them with the drop with all the triplets. People go crazy. People are dancing. People on them rails. Then it's a fun time. And then you want to switch back between triplet flow and regular timing. And if this isn't even on triplet, make sure that it is and not delayed too much, because we want to be able to feel the flow. Make sure you find the perfect balance of delaying these notes, because if you delay too much, you get off time. And remember, you can delay over here in the right of Ableton. Track delay, really helpful. Many other ways too. So make sure your drop is on time, same timing with your intro and the build. And then make sure that the sub is louder, bigger. It needs to be prominent. Remember, this is bass music. Your sub is actually going to be the majority of the sound. And then the other mid basses are going to be the other half. Remember, sub is mono. It needs to be in the middle. Right now, your sub sounds like it's on the right side of our stereo image, which is a huge, huge issue. Let's double check. So I think if we add an EQ8, I think we will be able to actually see. So if we only play the sub. And if we get an ozone imager. Okay. So basically, all the frequencies under 100 hertz in your song need to be mono, which means they would be perfectly in the middle. Right now, see how they're spread? This is an issue. We do not want our sub ever to be wide. It has to be mono in the middle. If you pull down this imager all the way down, for example, it'll put it mono. So you could fix it that way. But usually you want to be doing this within your synth. So like Serum, your synthesizer operator, you would want to make sure it's one voice. And that's just one voice in the middle, that's mono. And make sure you don't add any effects that make it wide. It's real important that all the frequencies under 100 hertz are mono. Good. That's about it. Very good. All right, that's Azul. Wake up, choosing violence, WIP. And next, we have Scaniel. Love You Better. Another old WIP I haven't touched in a month. Does that mean Monday? Does that mean minute? Does that mean month? Does that mean monocle? The world may never know. Let's get it done. Love You Better. Love you a long time.
I can love you better than she can. I can love you. I can love you better than she can. I can love you. I can love you. I can love you better than she
All right, cool. Very nice. That's Scaniel with Love You Better. Nice guns, I must say. Sound design feels good. I like the tones. I really like the low grungy feeling that we're getting here. It flows well with the other song too. The other song, like the intro, needs to be turned up. It feels a little bit weak over here, weak energy. It gets super loud and super high energy here, so we should be able to match a little bit of that darkness that's about to happen. And more compression and saturation will help for the intro. The drums in general are weak. Kick and snare need to be bigger and brought out more. Compression. And then it's too loud. So you're hitting -1.7. This is ear piercing loud, you know? And -3 is ear piercing loud. That's way too loud. So -3 is the loudest you should be. That's your goal. If you want to get louder than that, you got to be super, super careful. And it should be strategic. Because right now it's not strategic. If you zoom out, you have bricked the signal, and this is a huge issue. We need there to be dynamics. There's straight lines is just not good to see. We do not want to be seeing straight lines here, so we need to be able to see these waves. So remember that. Too much compression, too much layers can get too loud. We start to clip, start to redline, start to brick. Looking like this, looking like a brick out here. Can't do that. -3 LUFS, that's what you want to be at. And then that is about it. Just make sure that kick and that snare, boom, they need to be punching through that mix just as hard as these guns are punching through the mix. You know what I'm saying? And that's about it. Pretty good. Very nice, though. I like those guns. That is a fun time. Good job, Scaniel. Coming up with them guns. Whoa. Hold up. Thank you for the subscription. Hush Money Labs. You are killing the whole game. Thank you. All right, guys. Good tearout guns. Now we move on to Zack Attack's song that he titled very professionally as Thank You for Trying This Demo. A song about not owning Silent One. I don't know. We never know. Maybe we'll know if we click it. We probably will know if we click it. Not only Silence One, but still using it. I would have never guessed. Rennet, Silence One song. A song about not only Silent One, but still using it. So I guess maybe he had a demo. Maybe he was trying to use it. Maybe Silent One was using him. The Silent One. You never know. You never know.
Trying this demo.
Seventh one. Seventh one song.
Blam!
All right, cool. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, what is that called? Thank you for trying this demo, a song about not only silence, but still using it. Very nice. Look at this cover art. Looks like a transforming flower of steez. All right, so we got some house. We have a little bit of bass house, actually. The direction sounds bass house because of the synth, right? This main synth. That's very distorted, FM-y. It sounds very dubstep-y, right? So whenever you add dubstep-y sounds into house, it starts to become bass house, right? Bass house like Ghastly, you know, all these old bass house. Like this used to be a really prominent genre, and it started to die out a little bit, and tech house became like the main thing, which is currently what's running house right now. Lots of tech house, which uses softer wavetables, softer frequencies. This is harsh, okay? And remember, whenever we use harsh sounds and frequencies, it's kind of in a strategic way where we're layering and sound design and making them move back and forth between each other. But that's not happening here. You're kind of just repeating a harsh note over and over and over, and it becomes very hard to listen to, honestly. On top of that, there's not actual, like, we need either call and response. We need a very strong motif, a main element that we can dance to that's not being repeated the whole time. It can't get repetitive. It has to be just enough. So let's look at what I mean. So if you listen to the melody, so it goes like, it goes, starts right here, I think. Like it's literally just looping over and over. I don't think it stops. So that's an issue. We can't like ever let this happen. We need to make sure that if it's looping, there's something we can dance to, like drums and groove. But nowhere really in the song do we have drums or groove to dance to. Remember, a kick and a clap is not enough for us to dance to. The groove and the rhythmic element is coming from the percussion and all this extra that's in between the kick and the clap. And then the bass line. If the bass line is static and not moving a lot, or just moving to the same as the bass, it's not going to be efficient. Remember, this isn't dubstep, so the sub shouldn't just be moving to the same exact rhythm as the main lead here, which isn't actually happening here either. You're sustaining these sub notes. So either sustaining it or making it go fast is just not doing enough. This bass line has to be treated almost like a bass guitar, doing its own rhythmic movement separate from all these melodic elements, because that bass line is actually adding more groove than anything else. It's like boom, 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 right? Like all these house songs are all sub groove, and then the elements that are mids and highs support that heavy sub groove, because that's what people are dancing to in the club. Remember, it's all the sub bass, and the sub will be layered with a nice mid bass too. So these harsh frequencies being looped over and over again without a call and response pattern is very hard to listen to. Plus it's being looped over. Lots of problems that you can fix easily. Practice call response. You also want to look into filling out the frequency spectrum in different ways. So instead of using these harsh dubstep-y sounds, use like sine waves, use saw waves, use square waves, and be very gentle when you're layering, because with this genre, we're not trying to hit maximum volume or trying to like use all these complex wavetables you're really using the basic shapes the majority of the time. So remember that. Experiment those first. Sprinkle in some of those crazy wavetables, those complex things, and it'll be a lot easier. And remember, kick, clap, and then add percussion loops. Add top loops. Those are at different rhythmic grooves, different timings. Study those, and then you can start making them yourself. Make your own percussive loops, your own hi-hat grooves as well. I think that's about it. Yeah. Oh yeah, this empty. This is way too empty to be happening before the drop. It happens too long as well, 4 bars. There's a long amount of time. Remember, we're building tension here.
Blam!
Right? We're then releasing all that tension right here. Well, we're supposed to. But it doesn't release. It just gets extended in a very awkward way. And because of this, energy levels decrease significantly. And then once we get to the drop, all that energy is gone, and then it's just not as powerful as it would have been if it happened right at that release point. So remember that. That'll help a lot. You know what it is. All day, every day. All right. Was that silent? Was that a silent demo? Thank you for trying this demo. A song about not owning Silence One. Oh yeah, this is a song with Silence One's demo. Okay, cool. Very nice. Very nice. Make sure that when you're layering your frequencies too. I forgot to mention this. This is all wide. And like the sub is almost by itself. Except during this section. This is when a mono bass plays. But during the whole main bass, it's all wide and there's nothing in the middle. If there is anything in the middle, it's very low volume and we can barely feel it. So you got to make sure stereo image is full and frequency spectrum. These are just high frequencies. We need lows, mids, and highs. All 3. All right, that's it. Very nice. Good job, Zack Attack. You know what it is and what it ain't. Up next, we got Hush. He's coming in with the baddest flip. Oh, for real? Okay, for real. Let's go. Boy. Go. Oh no, not with the fade out. Let's go. I love me a good old fashioned fade out. That should feel good. Those fade outs, man. Oh, crap-a-moly. Sorry about that. I don't know what the heck just going on. All right. Batters. Hush flip. Very cool. Never heard anything like this from me. Very happy to hear something like this. We got some wubby dubbies. I'm really getting lost in the sound once it starts. Cool sub. The mono, like the way you did the reverb is really good because we can still hear lots of good reverb. We still hear the nice dry sound. It's very good because we can really get lost in this here. You start increasing the energy levels, adding more sounds. But when you start doing these fills, it starts to get happy. Like the relationships between the notes when they transition from one note to another really matters. That's what brings the sad or the dark or the happy feelings, the way the notes progress. So, like, it's like it got all happy all of a sudden. It's like, dude, bruh, we're in the darkness, we're in the zone. We don't need to get all happy. So just double check. You want to use more minor relationships. Look at the notes. Try to find darker feelings when you're going between your notes. Because those fills would have been hard. We needed some variation. The fill would be good variation, but just the way the notes are progressing just feels a little bit awkward, a little bit too major. And then right here, we go back to like almost empty. So it's like very loud. The energy should keep progressing. We should keep adding sounds in these sections right here. I'll show you. Shout out to the bubbles. Like this is a very abrupt transition to this. Felt very awkward. So you want to make sure you transition these well, that there's extra sounds in this mix so that it doesn't sound as empty as well. And that's about it. The fills again happen over here. Just check on that. That's cool because I can barely tell that it's the Batter's song. That's cool. I like that. Good job. Hush, coming in. Hot with the Batter's flip. Next we have Zika. Street Fighter Rhythm flip. Is it Zika or Zeka? Sorry. WIP. Street Fighter Rhythm. I like that. Let's get it done.
Oh my gosh! It's Zeka. Old type swerve on production. It's street fighting time.
Round one, fight!
If it's me, your mother, you get a scar on your chest like Saka. She fighting, that's what I'm bad at. My thing working perfect. I come through in the beat up under. Give man a 100 slaps like the young. Give me the mic and let me ride it with him. Cause I spit the fire just like thou Tim. I'm a Liverpool invader. Climb into the top just like Vega. You see me, nobody can stage ya. On the mic, I'm way too major. Cause I'm shocking them seeds like banker. I got money in the bank, I'm a banker. You ain't got money in your bank, you're a banker. I'm quick with the hooks like Bull Rock. Get the razor jumping like a bullfrog. And I've been doing it for more than a while. In the game I'm a soldier like Kyle. So, cause you're big like Sandy. Don't think you could ever try get man greed. You don't wanna get into no big man beef. I'm here if you wanna live it cool. I'm that Dyson. Sucking up MCs like a Dyson. You can spit bars, you wanna go Dyson. You can spit bars, give it your big Dyson. Come to the head and bison. You know what's that way into bison. Lyrical levels are too high sound. No one ever too high sound. I'm perfect. That she fight a ball. Different than cool man, that she fight a ball. Man, let me step at the game of the wall. Shake your jaw. It's a game that she fight a ball. She feel cool man, that she fight a ball. Man, let me step at the game of the wall. Shake your jaw. When my TV hits the shelf, but you when you know it's gonna buy you. I'm a living with black like you. I'm the original like Bruce Lee. What is the imitation like Halo? I come up with global lay down. One by one, stay down. Show me the money, yeah, pay the ball. Cause the vocal.
Ooh. Mm.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh, wow.
Dirty T. That's me.
The Riri? The who? Nice. We got some of them rhythms. Well, lots of nice Street Fighter samples. Cool, that's Street Fighter rhythm, Zeka. There are some sections that definitely improved here. So there's a couple notes I wrote in the intro. This is very empty. We need some type of movement, some type of groove going on, or you can just add a sub and start filling out the frequency spectrum. But we gotta do something to keep us interested here. We can't just have a drum loop and this vocal playing.
If it's me, your mother, you get a scar on your chest like Saka. She fighting, that's what I'm about.
It's very slow. Remember, this isn't 140 BPM. This is half the time of your arrangement. That's how fast we're able to dance to in this section. That's because nothing fast is playing. If you had something going like something fast, anything fast, then we would know the full time of the song. Remember that. This feels like the drop section because you build up the kick. But then it feels like the fake out is like super long. 16 bar fake out. That's just insane. We can't do that. Remember, you're building energy here, so it feels like we're supposed to drop it. And it's like we're waiting for the drop. And we just waited for so long, and then the drop finally comes right here. So it feels very awkward, very low energy because of that. You want to make sure you fix that. You extended it too much. Do a 4 bar fake out. 8 bar maximum. You know what I mean? Don't get too crazy. The whole overall song is -6 lefts. So it's, -8 to -6 lefts. It's very quiet. You want to make sure that you turn it up to like -6 lefts minimum, maybe -5. You want to be shooting for that. I think actually it wasn't -6. Let's double check. Okay, yeah, we're -8 to the -9. So you want to be -6 to -5 from -8 to -9. Okay. Want to get louder. You can even go up to -3 if you really want to. You just have to be careful. And you got to be super clean if you go that loud. But caution. Caution. Vocals are playing too much as well. And in most of the sections, we can barely understand them, especially during these loud drop sections. So you want to make sure you like sprinkle these vocals in. Find a fine balance between how much vocals you put into the mix, how much you're playing in the drop. It'll really help. Definitely. Cool. Good job, though. Nice rhythms. Street Fighter rhythm. Watch the new Samplifier video. I do a lot of rhythm info in there. Up next, we got Goat Dubs. Coming with Tate McRae's Greedy. I'd never heard this original song, but Goat Dubs is going to flip it. So we're going to listen. Check it.
You said, are you serious? I try, but I can't figure out. I've been next to you all night and still don't know what you're about. You keep talking, but not much coming at your mouth. Can't you tell that I want you? I say that I would want myself. Good things to me. I'll put you through hell. Just know me, yeah. So sure of yourself, so we don't get greedy. Yes, you want it well. Ooh, and well. I would want myself.
Alrighty, so sounds like we have a big issue going on here because there's a lot of dissonance, a lot of tension going on. There's some big super sol chords, lots of harmonic content that's being produced here. And we're trying to blend it with an already very harmonic and melodic song, by Tate McRae, The Greedy. She's singing. The singing should be flowing with the chords, and it really feels like it doesn't. You need to double check all the notes that you're doing. Make sure they're using the root note, using your fifth, using your third, using your seventh, and making sure that these chord progressions are natural and resolve. On top of that, you have to make sure you're in the same key. This song should be either in the same key as Greedy, or Tate McRae needs to be transposed and pitched to your song, which could be in a different key or scale. Now, guys, remember, if you just Google Tate McGreedy key, all these websites have their own algorithm that try to analyze the pitch. And a lot of the times it will give you the wrong pitch, and you'll see like different pitches. So you want to double check. Usually I use Key Finder to stop even the guessing and just throw it in here. You can use mixed in key, which is basically the same thing. But if we Google it, it says F sharp minor. If we go down, it says F sharp minor. So we're getting F sharp minor on all 3, 4. So that's really good to see. Now, are you writing your song in F sharp minor? That's the question. If you are, that would be what we need. If not, then it would be off key. So you want to check that. And you want to check if your F sharp minor chords or the synth that you're using to make those chords are not transposed in any way. They're not accidentally pitched in any way. They're not frequency shifted in any way. They have to be the perfect pitch. We got to match this harmony. So double check those things. You'll feel a huge difference, and the energy will be a lot heavier if we can reach perfect harmony and get these intense chord progressions. If you need to, Google common chord progressions, and you can see all the main chord progressions that we use in pop and main music. It's like these are 5 examples. Start at C, G, A, F. Now you're not going to pay attention to these. You're only going to pay attention to these and apply it to your scale. So if you're in F sharp minor, you play your 1 chord, which is F sharp, and then you play the F sharp triad, and then you go to the 5th, 6th, 4th, and then you resolve back home when it loops back home. That would be your chord progression. So you want to get some real strategic chord progressions. These are common. These are the most used because of the way the relationships work mathematically. So you want to be using these. It's really helpful. I also use this as well. I use the Roman numerals. So use it. It'll help. And make sure that your music theory is on point, because that'll make a big difference. That'll just feel real nice. Good idea though. Good song choice. You're real close to getting some perfection right there. Tate McRae, Greedy, Goat Dubs. Thank you for submitting. Very nice. Now we can go into It's Oddly with Ultra Ego. Okay. They ain't no regular ego. Ultra Ego. Ultra.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! Okay, what the hell am I sensing?
Do you really believe your own hype that much?
I am the hype! Connectian, too strong! Explain now!
He fused with Kami so he could become stronger.
The f***'s a commie? Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I'm Super Saiyan!
push-ups, sit-ups, and plenty of juice. Okay, what the hell am I sensing? Is that the Namekian? Is that me?
Huh?
Is that me stronger than me? Oh, f***ing kill me! Damn it! Damn it! Oh, f***ing kill me!
Stronger.
Okay, what the hell am I sensing? Damn it! Damn it! Is that the Namekian? Is that me? Oh,
Very nice. Okay. I like those samples. Very good. I'm glad that you brought in some really nice, familiar vocals. It adds a lot of energy to the track. Unfortunately, though, the drop is very low energy. It's very low energy because the sub and the main bass are very low volume. They need to be louder. They need to be compressed. You can use multiband dynamics, multiband compression, and saturation to make those things loud. Also, we're missing like hi-hats, like tss, tss, tss. If you have a hi-hat going on every quarter note, it's going to add a lot of groove, a lot of bounce. We really need that. You can use rides like tss, 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 or the closed hat, or closed open, or you can make an open hat a closed hat, like tss, 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 tss. So that hat is going to do a lot for us to dance. After you bring up that sub and the bass, it's going to help a lot. And then you want to work on call and response. So you see how at the beginning you have this kick bass, and then you start it. So that's nice. But we need it to be like a stronger bass presence here. It's just more just like a kick by itself and a little synth sound. And then the bass is here. But we need a nice bass to start on the downbeat, which is the kick, and then transition real well to the next sound. So don't leave it empty. Don't leave it just the kick. You do it here on the second drop as well.
damn it!
Where is it?
F***ing kill me! Oh, f***ing kill me!
So that's the kick.
Damn it!
Kick vocal. We need something on the kick to be layered with it for sure. That's the downbeat. Super important. You don't leave that empty. Then it looks like that's about it. So get the sub loud, get the sub pumping, strong quarter note hi-hat presence. Oh yes, and then lastly, cohesion with basses. So a lot of the basses start to change over time. But these basses sound like from two different neighborhoods. They need to sound cohesive, like relatives, like they belong in the same zone. Right now the tones are very different. They feel very different. So you want to, for example, use this bass and make another bass for this section using the same patch. And you can make like a relative with a little bit of different pitches, a little bit of different movement, something that can blend well with everything else around it. So remember that too. Otherwise, yeah, just work on call and response, subs, add those quarter notes, and then make it louder. Very important. Well, that's a good job. I like the sample choice. That's how we get it done. Up next, we have No Hands by Cavito and Expo. I am going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay, and we're back. No hands. Cavito. Expo. What we got going? Let's check. Got me in the crowd. With no hands. Do it with no hands, girl. Hey. Come on. Do it with no, drop it to the floor. I love the way that booty go. Oh, oh, oh.
Listen to the track, bitch.
No. My bad. Come on. Drop it. I love the way that. Cool. All right, so that is No Hands with Cavito and Expo. This is pretty awesome. I love the No Hands original song. You know, it's an OG classic. I used to play all the time when DJing in high school, and it's just always going to get people pumped. Bringing it back feels nice. Unfortunately, though, the first drop transition feels very, very abrupt, very awkward, and it doesn't transition right, so the energy levels feel very low when we get to the drop. I mean, energy is super high in the intro, so you want to be able to at least match that energy or get past that energy. And we're really not doing that, so let's listen here.
Listen to the track, bitch.
Yeah, like there should be way more layers, way more energy. It should be way louder. There's a lot of tension that was built here, and you released it, and now we're supposed to dance to this huge and big thing, but it's just not there. It's very small and weak compared to the energy that is transitioning before it. So that's really important to remember. You want to listen, when listening to your song, listen to how it transitions from one another, because you're not just playing the drop. Now remember, call and response is important. The way the basses move from one another is everything. So we got boom, tukum. Cool. So basically the phrase should have stopped here, but the phrase never ends. It actually keeps the sub playing, and we don't actually have any shift. So really there should be some type of dynamic shift. So we go from loud to quiet. We got to go back and forth somehow. And right now we don't have that. We more just have just basses playing at different points, and there's not any structure to it. It's just basses almost repeating on loop, or basses coming in randomly at different times. There's not enough cohesion between these basses. There's a lot of areas where it just sounds like random basses are playing and not really flowing with the song. No dynamic shifts. To be honest, the whole first drop has a lot of issues, a lot of things that need to be improved upon. But when we get to this section of the song, it's like a whole different person grabbed the computer and just started producing only this section of the song, which is really unfortunate to see, because if you guys are collaborating together, that means you guys are collaborating together, like working together. So you both should be working on the drops together, like first drop together, second drop together. But this sounds like just literally two different songs, two different remixes, which is unfortunate, man. We don't want to hear this. We don't want there to be someone flexing their chords and music theory in this section and flexing their dynamic shifts and all the movement here when the first drop is not getting any of that. So it's very unhealthy. We want to make sure that there is a good, strong overall presence with the whole mix. There should be dynamics and movement everywhere, not just the second drop. So look at the second drop and I'll tell you what I mean. This is really good, by the way. I think this is awesome. You're getting the main melody, you turn it into a synth, and then we're dynamically moving back and forth between it to the loud bass. Like, this is professional. This is really good. This is awesome. But to see, once again, to see all this happen when this wasn't even like touched on from you, it seems like it's very sad to me. So if whoever's working on this, you guys need to make sure to work on it together. Don't have two separate sections, because you can tell there's a huge difference in quality from this half to this half, which is very abnormal, very awkward. This shit's hard though, man. This shit is super sick right here. I mean, listen to the reverb spaces. We're going in, wet, out, controlling wet to dry. There's so much movement going on back and forth between many different elements of the track. That's music. Music is dynamics. Music is dynamics. Music is waves. You know what it is. Yeah, so basically what I would say is just make the whole first drop this, the second drop, and make both of them a little bit different. But that's not what you guys are doing. It's a collab, so it's two different sections. So you guys need to, I really recommend you guys figure this out together. And if you're going to do two separate songs, and just do two separate remixes, you know, that will be much better flow. And both of you will get your own thing rather than having two separate songs in one. Very important. Up next, we have You Roar, What Once Was. How do you say this? Roar? Eek Beats, Gone Back to My Roots for this one. What Once Was. Let's get it done. That's What Once Was. Hurrah! By Eek Beats. Cool. So we got some vibes in this one for sure. Some things are happening that are pretty big issues though. So like as soon as the beat starts and the sub comes, it feels like the sub is playing with other low frequencies and the sub is phasing and the sub is like, it's almost like distorting and too much. So the sub is just not fitting with the mix right here. There's lots of sounds with low frequencies and mids that are playing with the sub and they're competing for the low frequency space. So you got to make sure that you address that or else it's going to sound muddy and the sub is not going to be able to flow with everything else. That sub is playing 100 hertz and below. Nothing else should be playing 100 hertz and below while that sub is playing. In your drop. So in the drop, I mean, there's not really any flow with your main synth because you hear we're listening to it here. It starts to get faked out. And then it starts playing. But there's no break from it at all. Maybe this could be considered, but it's like still kind of playing during that. So that's just way too much for this sound to be playing. Over time, this sound is going to lose its flair, lose its energy, lose all the awesomeness that it was when it first started to play because it gets repeated over and over. It gets stuck in a loop. That means it gets repetitive. That means it's going to be predictable. If we can predict what's going to happen next and we're not getting surprised, then there's going to be very low energy. Energy comes when we're getting surprised and new things are happening with the music and we're going on a journey, on an adventure. That's what it's all about. You can't repeat sounds over and over again. They have to go on breaks. So once again, guys, call and response. I'm going to make 10 videos on call and response because I say it over and over and over and over and over again. And I think it's the most important thing. Remember, call and response happens within a 4-bar phrase. So if we get 4 bars of your first drop, for example, the response would be the main motif, the main sound, which is what's playing here. So, and then the call is the downbeat. So as soon as the kick happens, which is right there. So this is actually where it starts. You can put it right here. Get 4 bars. Right there. Now, if you look, the beginning goes straight into the sound. Da, 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 da. But instead, there should be a break right before the actual snare. So this isn't going to line up perfectly in Ableton, but the snare, we can listen for it, is right there. We also have the snare right here. So we want there to be a nice little bass to happen right before the snare, like da, 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 da. We need something to be different. It can move back and forth between like a long bass and a fast bass, or maybe a super fast bass and then a slower bass. You got to go back and forth somehow between sounds. And then at the end of the fill, at the end of the phrase, we need to make a fill. So when that snare happens, we cut everything out, put it in with the fill, and then bring everything back when that kick comes. But this silence is a dynamic shift, so we go from loud to quiet. And this will keep the sound fresh and interesting over time. Call and response, please, people, please. Please, just do call and response, man, please. Next thing. dynamics. EQ is so important. If you let all your frequencies play, everything's competing. Everyone's like, yo, I want to be the main guy. And then the other ones are like, no, I'm the main guy. And they're like, no, no. Everyone has a big ego out in your mix. And they all want to be the main guy. So you got to say, fuck off all of you. Only one of you gets to be the main guy. So then you pick the main guy, put him somewhere by himself, and get all the other main guys who try to compete. And you EQ and carve and cut frequencies out of them to have them shut up. Because they're too loud. Those damn frequencies. So what do I mean? When your mix is playing, yeah, basses, but then you also have the chords. Dun, dun, and they're all playing full blast, full frequency volume. And that's an issue. That means everything sounds loud. And we're losing those waves. We're losing the dynamics of the sound, which makes it sound very hard to listen to. Dynamics is what makes something very clean. So when the vocalist goes from super loud to quiet, that's dynamics. And we need to preserve dynamics all the time. So make sure you do that. And then lastly, the pitch here gets really random, a little bit off key, off scale. Make sure that's perfectly pitched to your scale. Okay, that's about it. What Once Was by Eek Beats. Very nice. Up next, we got Moko coming up with the Jace Proctor Maligned Moko Flip. Let's go. Nice. We got some very nice rhythm design here. Good mid basses. So like the yoinks. Dun 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 yoink. You know what I'm saying? It's clean. Unfortunately though, the energy in this is very low. When we build up, like there should be a lot of energy as soon as we hit here. But unfortunately, you use the same bass for your call. So like we already hear these tones. And once we hit the clap and start dancing, we've already heard the rhythmic elements in the tones. You go in the same speed. So you want to make this call unique and different than the response. So this whole section is your call. Sorry, right here. The whole section is your call right before that first snare. So this should be doing something different. Right now, it's barely different in pitch, and that's just not enough. It needs to be different in rhythmic movement, like speed or dramatically different in pitch, because this pitch difference is minimal. Okay, and then make sure you have fills. Your fill is just the bass, and that's just not going to cut it. That means the bass just starts looping and looping and there's no breaks from it. So remember, dynamics, call and response is everything. Call and response, call, response, fill. Make sure you do it properly. We can't have the bass do all three things. We need there to be movement with your phrases so that people can dance. Okay? That's going to get people dancing, and then the sub needs to be pushed. The sub is super weak, which means it's low energy. You barely have a sub, honestly. And the way to fix this is to group the sub with your basses. Maybe turn the basses down a little bit. Then on the group, you can add a saturator or a G clip and push and turn up those sounds together. And that's how the pros do it. That's how they get it done. So you want to start doing that. Push your sounds up into the universe. That's about it. Otherwise, it's really nice sounds. Good bass design. You're going to be a boss after you've practiced your call and response. I know that. For shizzle on my rizzle. Ooh, who got the rizzle in here? Up next, we got Comfortable Flip. Bye, lazy. Oh, lazy. Are you lazy or are you productive? I don't know. We shall see.
To the left, you step up. Baby, we say that you play. AEA, like souffle. See a new day. Talking, so I'ma let you face.
Oh, cool. Okay. Very interesting. We got some nice chords here. It feels pretty good. The vocals, too, are nice. We have good sounds, but the way they're mixed is very awkward. So, like, kind of in the earlier one, we need to make sure that one of them is the star of the show and the other ones get EQ'd. So when it plays, it's like three main elements trying to take the spotlight. The dun, 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 plus the brass. Whatever trumpet that is in the back. That melodic element is really doing a lot of competing. So those need to be EQ'd a lot. Maybe placed in a different position of the stereo field. Do anything you can to clear it up and open space for it in the mix. Because that's going to help a lot. Little like melodic bells too, like din din din. That sound also needs to be treated too. Remember, this is your drop. The main star of the show, spotlight should be on that bass sound. All the melodic stuff was for the intro. If you want melodic stuff, maybe do it only in the call and basses. You got to go back and forth somehow. If they're going to be blending together, you have to do a lot of EQ so they don't compete with each other. Also, your call is super loud. This thing's way too loud compared to everything else. It's almost so loud that it scares you because you're listening. This isn't loud at the intro, so you turn it up loud on your thing and expect that to be where you leave it. But then the drop comes and it gets super loud. Then you have to turn it down. That's an issue. So you want to make sure that there's good mixing around the whole track and everything's balanced. Things can't be too loud. Things can't be too quiet. It's all about balance. Let's see here. Melodic sound needs... Yeah, that's good. Looks like that's about it. Otherwise, this is a pretty nice song. The way you're moving back and forth between the calls, responses, and fills. The chords feel good, like when we go back here. Just there's lots. It's for moving and waving, and it feels nice. These are a little bit congested. Like the wide, the phasery seems like it's trying to compete with the other, then blend with the main. So make sure your basses blend together too. EQ, stereo image. That'll be how you do it. Good job. Very nice. That's Lazy with the Comfortable Flip. Good job. Up next, we have Berserk. And this is Rage. We shall see what we shall see.
何も考えずに殺し尽くせばいい。さて、追っ始めるか。
bring back the... Alright, nice. That is Berserk by Rage. This is pretty decent, man. The intro's good. Nice vibes. I really love the vocals. I think those are some Japanese vocals, man. I'm loving that. Feels good. Unfortunately, the guitars, the guitar riffs are very weak. These need to be pumped up. These need to be strong, dominant, layered, mono stereo, lots of distortion. Gotta be careful. The guitars are sensitive. But right now, the kick is louder than our guitars. So we gotta make sure that this is all mixed well. It's really important that the guitar is loud, fits well with that kick. That's going to help a lot with the energy. And then, man, you have a really nice fake out, building huge tension, huge energy. But unfortunately, when you drop it, it drops to a different rhythm and a different groove than what we were expecting in the fake out, which I just think is not that good, because if it did this groove, and then go to like it's literally begging for that. Once you hear this, you just want it to go heavy, you know? But then you switch up the groove completely. This is good. Like if this was by itself, maybe in its own separate song, this would be really good. But it's not. It's in this song, and it's transitioning from this. So because of that, this drop has a lot lower energy than what it could have. You set something up really nice and professional here. I think it'd be a good idea to release it in this rhythm and groove. It will make a big difference. Then, of course, later on, you can start transitioning to these grooves and stuff. But yeah, man, that'll help. That will take it to the next level. And remember, get those guitars. Lots of different guitar plugins. Look around, get as many as you want. You can do it. Up next is Smileys with Drops Are Copied. Hope I submitted in time. Yes, sir, you did. Let's get it done with the Smileys.
System failure.
System failed.
System failure.
Nice. Very unique. That felt very different than what I usually hear from you. Still heavy and going on even like a more hybrid rhythm, you know, hybrid trap type. It's really cool. The overall brightness of the track though needs work. So like once your ears start to hear something that's compressed and something that's not compressed, it starts to adapt over time. But right now this sounds almost like muffled, like the highs are trying to come through, but they're not. And the thing is we're really loud. We're like -3, sometimes -2. So it's almost too loud, and we're getting this loud without bringing up the necessary frequencies. So before you get it loud, make sure you're doing the proper compression to pull up all the frequencies so that it's full, bright. Right now, it sounds like the sub is nice full, the clap is nice and full, but the bass is, well, the main bass, which is dun 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 dun. Not that bam, bam, that one's fine, but the other one, the fast main one, sounds very muffled and contained, almost like it's in a filter. We need to bring it out with compression and make sure that it sounds normal, just like any EDM bass. We got to use lots of compression in different ways, but this sound just needs clean, gentle compression. Do not use OTT. That's going to squash it. Don't want to squash it. You just want to turn it up in a clean way. Pull out those frequencies. That's about it. A lot of these sections, like halfway through, it feels really good. This is really good flow right here. Compared to this, I get lost in this, and the frequencies really start to go inside me, and really it feels amazing. But I don't get the same feeling in this. And that's just because it's a more erratic bass lead. Not as much structure. It's hard for you to get lost in the sound because there's just so much going on. Your mind keeps trying to move into different places where it just can't just chill. So think about that. It'll help when making these phrases and getting people to not just dance more, but get lost in the sound. Remember, there's 2 types of dubstep. Super crazy, heavy headbanging, grab the rail dubstep, and then psychedelic wubby, get that ketamine up your nose dubstep. There's everything. So beware. 2 different vibes. Got 2 different types of compression, 2 different types of dynamics. Jeff Smileys sounding awesome as usual. Up next, we have Bio and NLP3. Let's go. Bio Sorcerer's Crew. No, Bio.
I want your soul.
No. Oh, that was dope. Good job, man. That's fire. Oh my Lord, have mercy. So clean, but so much movement at the same time. just going back and forth. The frequency spectrum is full. Lots of good stereo width. Lots going on. Honestly, the intro sounds very like there's nothing here, honestly. The acoustic kick, for example. Like, all this is super low volume. The snares, high volume. This is all very just quiet, basically. So you want to make sure that these are all louder, compressed, full. A lot of empty sections here that don't really make sense. So you want to work on song structure, composition, making sure that everything can flow into this amazing drop, because you don't want people to skip this song before they hear this amazing drop, dude.
I want your soul.
Cool, so work backwards, start here, work backwards, make a perfect build up for it, keep working backwards, and then I think you'll be good. Otherwise, I really liked that, man. Good job. Crazy dynamic shifts. These are crazy. It's like boom, 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 boom. I was like, good bounce, heavy. So kinds of cool little wobbly wiggly sounds playing too, fluttering everywhere. It's fire. Yeah, that's nice, man. I'm jealous. Good tones, good shit. Very nice. Bio coming in hot, man. Bio and LLP. 3. Up next and lastly, we have Guy with Shooting Stars ID. Let's go.
Guy. I'm good.
Oh, hold up. Run that back.
Guy. I'm good. Let's go. Guy. Let's go.
You're tired. No, I'm not.
You're tired. I'm good. Let's go.
Nice. Guy with Shooting Stars ID. Cool. So at the beginning, it sounds like this transition. So this transition to your song is very off time. So you need to make sure you double check the time. The timing has to be perfect. We can't have two different rhythmic timings playing at the same time. And that's what's happening here. Remember, we're dancing to this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you disrupt that 1, 2, 3, 4 timing, that's an issue. And that's what happens here to transition to this.
Guy.
Now, the whole transition to the drop.
I'm good. Let's go.
Feels awkward because of this pre-drop. We could drop it here.
Go.
But it's almost like you overextend it. This should be adding more energy. Right now, it's just kind of repeating. and it's barely rising. It needs to be a lot more energetic, a lot more risers, more pitching, more automation, so that we can create a big energetic transition to your drop. Remember, this fake out is only there to add more energy. It can't remove from the energy that was already created here. You created a lot of energy here.
I'm good. Let's go.
So we're expecting big energy. So you have to deliver that energy here and then go even crazier at the drop. So remember, call and response. Right now, there's not a call and response because when the kick starts your downbeat, you go straight into the main riff and it just starts looping over and over. That should start on the snare here. So go kick. Well, on the kick, a different sound like brah. Then fill.
Let's go.
Right there, perfect. But there's no call again here. So make sure call with your response. Once again, I'll make a video about call and response. I say it on every feedback stream, on almost every song. So I'm going to have to make a lot of videos about this so you guys know what's good. It's super important. We got to make sure flow is up, energy is high. And most importantly, we can't make it empty either. So in a lot of these sections, it feels like it's missing a lot of frequencies and it feels empty. Remember, your kick and your sub are at full volume. And if you compare everything around it, everything else is very quiet compared to your kick and your sub. So lots of very quiet sections. The overall compression amount is minimal. So add lots of multiband compression, saturation to get things loud, and make sure that you layer a lot more so that you can fill out the frequency spectrum fully. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, it's nice. Good job, guy. I like the idea, the Ace Aura vibes, your own vocals. It's nice, man. You got to keep up that energy and keep the energy high. Don't let the energy die down at any part of the song. Good job, guys. Thank you once again for submitting. This is 62 feedback stream. Submit in my Discord for you to get feedback. Have a great day, guys. Stay fresh all day. This video will be uploaded on YouTube later on tonight. Otherwise, peace out. A-Town. Hello.